Okay, so what's up, guys? We're after the race in Hungary, and it was a pretty interesting race. If you saw it, you will know what I'm talking about. And here we have in the background some F1 2015 gameplay, starting from 20th place with Kimi Raikkonen. He didn't have such a bad position at the start in the real race, but he did start in 13th, since the qualifying didn't go as planned to him, and because of the rain and bad conditions. But here we are starting the race, and you can see on the right of the screen the standings, how the race finished. So you can see Lewis Hamilton first, Nico Rosberg in second, Daniel Ricciardo third, fourth Vettel, fifth Verstappen, sixth Raikkonen, seventh Alonso, eighth Carlos Sainz, ninth Valtteri Bottas, and 10th was Nico Hulkenberg. So, um, well, firstly, Lewis Hamilton is the leader of the championship now. He overtook Rosberg in the standings, which he didn't think was possible once Rosberg had, I think, around a 100-point lead or something like that. He had a huge lead over Hamilton. Also, Ricardo, I think, beat Raikkonen, which, yes, he did. Kimi is fourth, Vettel is fifth now in the standings, and Verstappen is sixth. So Verstappen didn't beat Vettel, but Ricardo did beat Raikkonen. So that's one change, and other than that, the race was pretty interesting, as I mentioned before. Well, at the beginning, Lewis Hamilton, right at the first corner, overtook Nico Rosberg because Nico Rosberg had a little bit a worse start than Lewis Hamilton. But yeah, the race didn't stop there. That wasn't only the interesting part. What was interesting in this race also that there was no crash in turn 1, which was fortunate for the drivers, and I think the spectators didn't mind too much because the rest of the race was very interesting. Now, the tire strategy really saved Raikkonen. Raikkonen started with softs, and that allowed him to finish in the place he did, which he finished in 6th, if I'm right. Yes, he finished in 6th. But again, if you seen the race, you saw Verstappen change his how do you call it? Damn it, I forgot. He changed his racing line in the braking zone, which you're not allowed to do, and as a result, Kimi hit, I think, his Max Verstappen's right rear tire and broke a piece of his left front wing off. Fortunately, it wasn't too big, but his tires, since he was on super softs and Verstappen was on softs, obviously Verstappen's, Kimi's tires had a lot of wear on them already, and with the damaged wing he couldn't overtake him till the end of the race. And yeah, but I don't know yet, but maybe the stewards will change the position, since Verstappen should get a penalty for his moves. And yeah, the other thing was, this race they had the track limits detectors, sensors, so Alonso had already 3 strikes on that, and if he would have crossed the track limits one more time, he obviously would have received a penalty. I think it's a 10-second penalty, which is a little bit too harsh in my opinion for track extension or corner cutting, whatever you want to call that. But in my opinion, it's a little bit too harsh of a penalty for such driving. Also, what do I want to talk about more? Well, we've seen the almighty battle between Verstappen and Verstappen and Kimi Raikkonen was very interesting. That was one of the most interesting parts of the race for me. Also, there was a big battle between Vettel and Ricardo. However, the TV well, I don't know, the TV channel didn't really show that as much as they did the one between Vettel and Verstappen. Of course, the between Ricardo and Vettel it wasn't as close, and what Vettel didn't really get a chance to attack Ricardo. But well, Ricardo likes the Hungaroring, and obviously, if he won this race, he drove very well. Even though I'm a Ferrari fan, I'm still very happy with the results. Uh, I'm happy that Ricardo could get on the podium. I think it was the second time this season. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's what it was. Um, Also, the next race is in Germany, which is gonna be interesting in the Hockenheim. Now, I'm not sure how long it's been till F1 was in Hockenheim, but I know that last season there was no Grand Prix in Germany, so that's a welcome return in my opinion. A new track, well, not a new track technically, but a new track to this season's calendar compared to the last one. Uh, I think the race overall was pretty good. It was very interesting in my opinion. Obviously, that's subjective. It wasn't, even though Hungarian is a tight circuit, it wasn't a race like Monaco, even though this season's Monaco was very good, one of the most interesting races unexpectedly. But yeah, I think this season has very interesting races. In my opinion, the most boring one was Silverstone. It's nothing due to the track, it's just due to the race and the safety car staying out too long. But yeah, if you have an opinion on which race was the most boring or the most interesting, leave that in the comments. I would be really interested in reading them. And also, I'm not sure if I asked you already, but leave your opinion on the track detectors, on the corner cutting slash track extension detectors. That would be really interesting to hear about. And also, the other thing that happened is, I think it was Sergio Perez and Massa went into the white tires, which was the medium tire, if I'm correct. I think it's the medium tire. And yeah, that was a very weird strategy, because I think the medium tires 3 seconds a lap slower, so Pirelli did like mention that it wasn't a good tire for this track, but Williams went on to do that. And I'm not sure where did Massa finish. Let me check real quick. So Massa finished in 18th place, so obviously wasn't a good call from Williams, and the same from Force India, since Sergio Perez finished just outside the points in 11th place. Anyway, so what do you guys think of this race? I think, as I mentioned, I really enjoyed this race. It was a great race, and I'm really looking forward for the next race. The next race, which is in Hockenheim, Germany, and yeah, I would really be glad to hear your opinions about this race and about Hockenheim. Do you like Hockenheim, and do you like the idea of Germany returning to the Formula One calendar? And if you like this video, please leave a like, and if you want to see more content like this, please subscribe to my channel. Thank you guys, see you in the next video after Hockenheim qualifying or the race. Okay, goodbye.